Bob Seidemann, who joined the counterculture scene in the mid-1960s in San Francisco, where he produced indelible photographs of rock and roll powerhouses like Janis Joplin and the Grateful Dead, and who years later indulged his childhood love of airplanes by creating a series of portraits of aviation pioneers, died on November 27 at his home in Vallejo, California. He was 75. His wife, Belinda Seidemann, said he had Parkinson's disease. Mr. Seidemann, a one-time photographer's assistant in Manhattan, headed to San Francisco in his early 20s. He hung out at Lawrence Ferlinghetty's City Lights bookstore, attended concerts at the Fillmore Auditorium and the Avalon Ballroom, and became a partner in a poster company that featured his photographs. He thought of himself as a hipster, not a hippie, and was attracted more to the musicians than their music. In 1966 he met Dave Getz, the drummer for Big Brother and the Holding Company, who had been a part-time cook at the Old Spaghetti Factory Cafe, a renowned restaurant. Our friendship was his first ticket into knowing Big Brother, Janis, and then the Dead and all the others, Mr. Getz said in an email. Mr. Getz introduced him to Ms. Joplin, the group's lead singer, and soon after that Mr. Seidemann photographed the group at rehearsals. But it was a session the next year at his studio that produced his most memorable picture of her. The plan was for Ms. Joplin to pose topless except for a velvet cape over her shoulder and strings of beads around her neck. The shoot was about to end when Ms. Joplin profanely declared that she wanted to strip off the rest of her clothes. In the resulting picture, which became a popular poster, she was looking intensely at the camera, one breast exposed. Mr. Seidemann took the Grateful Dead, for whom he held the title of art director for a while, to Daly City, California, south of San Francisco, for a shoot. The 5 band members, all dressed in black, stood in the middle of a suburban street of look-alike houses, their faces illuminated eerily by light reflected from mirrors pointed at them by assistants. To Mr. Seidemann, they looked like mutant transplants from Jupiter, fresh out of their flying saucer, according to A Long Strange Trip, Inside the History of the Grateful Dead, 2002, by Dennis McNally. Mr. Seidemann left San Francisco for England in 1968, disenchanted with unrest in the United States. He lived for a while at the home of Eric Clapton, whom he had met backstage at a concert in San Francisco. After a year or so, Mr. Clapton's manager asked Mr. Seidemann to create the cover for an album by the unnamed supergroup Mr. Clapton had formed with Steve Winwood, Ginger Baker and Rick Gretsch. Technology and innocence crashed through the tatters of my mind, Mr. Seidemann recalled on his website. Only a thread of an idea. Something I couldn't see. Something out there beyond my vision, an impulse rippling through the interstellar plasma. The vision crystallized when he spotted Sula Goshen, a 12-year-old girl, 14 according to some accounts, on an underground train. He asked if she would pose for the album cover, and she responded by asking if she would have to take off her clothes.